You know what I see Instagram and TikTok doing to girls today? You know, my generation was one of the first to get access to social media, so I got to see how the apps have developed and how people have used them has changed and how it's changed people over time. And girls used to be way different. Their personality was so much more intact because they had to develop the personality. They wanted to. They didn't have a need to be absolutely superficially perfect because they didn't have the extraordinary levels of body validation and attention on them at all times online like they do today. So it's like the female psyche and spirit is evaporating as the years go on, and it's leaving girls, I think, feeling really empty and weak morally. And I don't think anyone can agree that what social has done to us has been a net positive.
What's going on, YouTube? Is your boy Ron back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So man, I came across this clip the other day, and man, oh man, I couldn't agree with this guy more. There is a lot of change that you notice when you take a look back at when social media first hit, first touched down. And one of the biggest things that I've noticed is exactly what this guy was referencing, and as far as women having any kind of personality. Because if it's one thing I've noticed, that even with women my age, and I'm 38, they have a hard time holding a conversation or keeping a conversation going. I think this is one of the reasons why, I think both genders think the other gender is boring. When it comes to men, it's a little bit different. I think it has more to do with men being a little bit more stable and, not with all the drama. And, when you really ain't about that drama and you value peace, women tend to see you as boring because they want that excitement. They want that dopamine rush. But when it comes to women, for men, when we say a woman is boring, it typically has more so to do with the fact that she doesn't really ever have much to say, can't really go back and forth in a conversation. When you're having a good conversation with somebody and you can kind of go off of each other and kind of go back and forth, and you're not cutting each other off or anything like that, and the conversation is engaging. I think that's what men tend to look for. And when it comes to women, that doesn't really seem to be easy to obtain as it was before. And I think a big part of it has to do with social media, and they're more concerned about the outer shell instead of the inner shell. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I definitely think there's some truth to that, man. I'm gonna play some clips for you guys that are kind of related to the same issue, man. Let's keep it moving.
You lose.
Here's why attractive women are less likely to get married. In order for a marriage to work, you need to be incredibly forgiving and show a lot of compromise. Now, because attractive women are surrounded by men who are constantly making them promises, whenever her partner's behavior is fallible, she believes that she doesn't have to put up with this because there's men willing to give her everything that she's ever asked for, even though it's not true. And as a result, she becomes less tolerant and compromising and more likely to walk away every time things are becoming difficult. Second reason is throughout the course of a marriage, they tend to desire their woman less and less. Now, attractive women, they find this transition very difficult to deal with because they're surrounded by men who are almost tripping over themselves to tell her how beautiful she is. When she's with a man who slowly is becoming indifferent to her appearance, she finds this very difficult to put up with. So instead of accepting that this is a natural process, she'll simply replace the man to receive the same validation that she's used to receiving all the time. And as a result, she's less likely to settle down.
And you can thank social media for that. Social media. Because where is she getting all this attention from if she's married? From social media. Because if you're married, you shouldn't be going out all the time by yourself, right? Where do you think she's getting all this validation from? Social media, you guys. Social media. Period. That's where it's coming from. And I think Sadia, I'm gonna play another clip of her. She's gonna show you. This is something that I talk about all the time, so it was so funny to hear her say it, man. Check this out.
I find it so bizarre that women will post bikini pictures and then get mad if their man likes a bikini picture. You are contributing to the same problem that you see in your relationship. You are fueling that same fire in either somebody else's relationship or your own. You are creating the same men that you don't like. The ones that are tapping like on your pictures, you're creating that as well when you're posting like that. So I think if a woman posts bikini pictures but then gets mad at you for liking them, she's got a narcissistic element that you need to kind of see as a red flag, because there's a part of her that believes her emotions should be soothed, but yours shouldn't.
Yeah, and if women were honest, I think a lot of them are like that. How many times have I told you guys, bro, the same women that'll sit over here and get in their feelings for you liking another girl's picture are the same women that are posting up the same kind of pictures because they like that attention that they get from other men on social media.
You can't make this shit up.
So back to referencing in the very first clip, it makes a lot of sense why these women don't really seem to have any kind of personality, because everything is circled around how good they look. And to be honest with you, I think this is one of the reasons why women get so upset when you ask them what they bring to the table, or why you don't want to deal with women who got high body counts. Because to be honest with you, I think I think social media has partly to do with this. I think for some of these women, that's all they have to offer. I think for some of these women, that's all they got to offer, man.
That was pathetic.
Because the moment you have standards or requirements for them to do something else besides look good, notice how offended they get. Like, why would you get so offended for? Think about it. Let's keep it moving.
Warning, this is an accountability video for men. It might spark some insecurities, but I promise you it's purely educational, slightly comedic. Fellas, if you greet her when you see her and she ignores you, leave her alone. If you greet her and she ignores you, don't follow her. If she's walking down the street, no matter how she looks, even if you like how she looks, don't catcall. She probably get that 100 times a day, big dog. Try to say something nice for a change. But if she ignores you, leave her alone, nigga. Don't ask her to smile. That's just annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's annoying. Don't reach for her hand. Don't grab. Don't grope. Could be, dog, this ain't no music video. You feel what I'm talking about? If you greet her and she ignores you, don't resort to insults. Don't make you any more manly or macho. I mean, your feelings might be a little hurt, but you gonna be all right, big dog. You gonna be all right, I promise you.
Man, this is something that I struggle with, like, a lot, because it seems like something like this will be common sense, but it's obviously not. I mean, maybe they do have common sense and they just don't care. I mean, think about a robber. A robber usually knows that it's wrong to steal, but they do it anyway. It may be that these types of men are simply oblivious. Maybe they can't read social cues. Maybe they lack empathy. Or maybe it's something going on up here. Maybe it's some type of mental illness. I don't know. And it could very well be that these people are just horrible human beings. I mean, it could be a multitude of reasons. I don't know. When I think about these types of situations, I just ask myself, like, do these men not have some type of female in their family that they're willing to protect? A mother, a daughter, a sister, a cousin. Most of the men that I know are pretty protective of the women in their families and would not go for or stand for any man harassing them. If you're watching this video and you're the type of man that does this type of stuff, think about putting yourself in the woman's shoes. While this isn't a one-to-one scenario, think about it like this. Let's say you're out and a salesman approaches you and they keep trying to sell you something that you don't want. You told them over and over again that you don't want to buy this item, but they're pushy and they keep trying to sell you this item. How exactly would that make you feel? Would that make you want to buy the item even more? No. Probably would not. I'm sure at some point, as they keep pushing it on you, it's going to kind of annoy you and probably make you a little bit upset. But you're definitely going to want this salesman to get away from you. But if you don't understand that, maybe you'll understand this one better. Let's say you're out minding your business by yourself or even with a group of people, and a group of cops or just a cop approaches you. The cop starts to ask you all these questions, starts to try to search you, accost you in many other ways. You're trying to leave this situation, but for some reason, the cop won't let you go. He just keeps touching you and trying to search you. You know, and you feel that you've done nothing to deserve this type of action, and you're constantly telling the cop this. Now, thinking about this, at what point in this encounter would you want the cop to leave you alone? And at what point would you start to feel agitated, anxious, and fearful? Probably from the beginning. Now, again, these scenarios aren't one-to-one, but if you completely understand that, then you should be able to completely understand why women feel the way that they do in these types of scenarios. So just cut it out.
And the reason why I wanted to play this, man, is because I want guys to quit trying to just stop. Like, I wouldn't even put so much effort into approaching women. Men need to start approaching women the same way they would approach a stranger, regardless of how good she looks, whatever the case may be. I think men really need to start doing that, because I think it would, because women are already complaining about not being approached as much as they used to. I'm like, can you imagine what it'd be like if you just treated them like any other dude you would meet? Like, hey, how you doing, brother? You know what I mean? Like, I think men really need to get to that. We need to get to a point where women can't even tell if we're interested in them anymore or not. And to be honest with you, women find mystery attractive, believe it or not. So I'm like, that's actually helpful, man. Cause when you come off like super thirsty like that, man, those women already know what's up. And you know what I mean? For some women, that can, unless you're just that dude, that can be a turn off for some, man. So, but in my opinion, all reality, I think men need to just kind of draw back from that period. You know what I mean? Cause you see these women already starting to crack. They over here complaining about men not approaching them. Like, can you imagine what it'd be like if they start speaking to them like anybody else, man? I'm telling you, bro, you'd be surprised at the results that you get. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification, that way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button, because it helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveling, link is in the description, as well as my latest mixtape, Colombian Soul Volume 2. And if you want to purchase any of the merch, spreadshot.com, link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all, deuces.